Dude, 4-12. And who's to say that they're going to win next week? They can finish with 4 wins. This is the biggest failure of any franchise as far as going all in I've seen in like the last decade.
Yeah, and we've at least seen a flash, I guess, from Deshaun Watson. At least he won a game. I mean, Russell Wilson didn't take, I'll say this, Russell Wilson didn't take the past 2 years off from football, and he didn't not play for the past 2 years, but Russell Wilson's career went from undervalued in the draft, being a game manager, bring them to a Super Bowl, to people were comparing him and saying he was the next Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers. And then with Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers looking like they're about to retire, Aaron Rodgers is still playing better than Russell Wilson is at his age, close to 40 than Russell Wilson is at the age of 34. So Russell Wilson went from undervalued game manager to everyone comparing him to Aaron Rodgers, saying he could be the next all-time great, the next Brady, next top 5 quarterback, maybe enter in the all-time great conversation, to he's not even better than 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers, and he's not even better than 45-year-old Tom Brady. And then he went from that to 2 years in a row sitting next to Roger Goodell in the Super Bowl. Like, yeah, man, it would be really nice if I could get to one of these teams and I could go there and have a chance to win a Super Bowl, and I could be an all-time great, man, if I could just show my talent. And then you're just like, wait a minute, is Pete Carroll an absolute genius? Like, I mean, Pete Carroll looks like a mastermind after this trade.
Well, let's think about Pete Carroll for a second. Is he the quarterback whisperer?
Yeah.
Look at some of the quarterbacks he had in college at USC. About like Matt Leinart. What did he do in the NFL? Nothing. But in college, made him a first-round pick. Mark Sanchez made him a top 5 pick in the NFL.
Yeah.
Then
butt fumble.
Yeah. Went 7-9 with Tavares Jackson.
Who?
Tavares Jackson with the Seahawks. The year that they made the playoffs at 7-9.
Okay.
And then drafts Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson as a rookie plays amazing. Russell Wilson has arguably a Hall of Fame career in Seattle. He leaves, falls off. I wish I could say a cliff, but I don't think that really encapsulates it.
No, he falls.
This is like falling from the moon to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing. And then Geno Smith, who is looked at as a massive bust in New York, goes to New York, goes to the other New York team, goes to the Chargers, does absolutely nothing anywhere, comes to Seattle and throws for 25 touchdowns and 6 picks and has one of the best numbers of all the quarterbacks in the NFL and going to be comeback player of the year? Yeah. What? No, Pete Carroll's absolutely the quarterback whisperer.
No, Pete Carroll is Obi-Wan Kenobi and Russell Wilson is Anakin Skywalker, and he has the high ground.
Well, you're going in the right direction.
Okay.
Pete Carroll is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Uh-huh.
And Russell Wilson is Jar Jar Binks.
Oh my God.
It's embarrassing. It's
oh my, yeah.
It's a disaster.
You're kind of right.
And it's like,
it's not Russell Wilson.
And it's like, one last thing I'll say about this is like, you went from somebody who was about to enter the conversation of like the Dan Marinos or the Elways or Troy Aikman, Steve Young, those guys like in that class of quarterbacks, to now you're going to be looked at like as a Matt Stafford legacy. Like your legacy has gone from one of the best of all time to Matt Stafford, like borderline Phillip Rivers, Matt Stafford. Like, is he a Hall of Famer? I mean, we saw what he's done in Denver and it's a joke.
Like,
it's embarrassing.
Yeah, you go from like, if you stay in Seattle, no one would really blame you because they're kind of blaming the team and Pete Carroll and saying Pete Carroll was stuck in his ways. But you go from that to absolutely tanking your career and tarnishing your image. And you go from that to be compared to Zach Wilson at this point in your career. And the reason why you're so successful in Seattle was because you had one season where you rushed for 800 yards. You're not doing that now. And it's like when you're a dual threat quarterback, it just opens so much more up for you. And then when the defense knows you're not going to run it and you're older and you're trying to protect yourself, it just makes the game a lot harder. And it's something he has to adjust to. And it's seemingly he hasn't been able to adjust it. But you go from being compared to Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees to not even being an Eli Manning.
Yeah.